Yeah, what's up, everybody? It's Ringside Report MMA. Tonight on the show, we're previewing UFC Vegas 66, Strickland versus Cannonier. We'll talk fallout from UFC 282. No light heavyweight champion, but we will hopefully crown one next month. Ringside Report MMA starts right now.
Let's go!
Unbelievable. What's up, dudes? Uh-oh. Is AJ gone? Oh, there's AJ. I thought he was hiding. AJ, you climbing out from your basement? What's happening? You look like you're climbing out from a hole.
I dropped the candy, man, under the desk. I needed to get it. Holy smokes.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it, man. I ate it already.
Did it respect the 3-second rule?
Yeah.
Did it spend more than 3 seconds on the floor?
Between 3 and I'd say a good 8 seconds.
As you get
Maybe
older, that
longer.
rule goes higher.
That rule extends the more you want the thing that you dropped, I think, you know? You drop like a piece of broccoli on the ground, 3-second rule, it's been there for 4 seconds, can't eat it. Yeah. You drop a candy on the ground, it's been there for a couple days, it looks good. It's not too dusty.
It's still good.
Yeah.
You
blow
squeeze
on it, it'll be fine.
Yeah, man. It was a caramel candy from Halloween, man. You know how good those things are? You know those little caramel squares?
And it's been on the floor since Halloween, but they're so good, so AJ's eating it.
Man, I wasn't letting that sucker go, man.
It's almost Christmas. AJ's still eating Halloween candy off the floor.
Well,
and you wonder why you're sick.
Dude, I'm sick. I'm like, I swear to God, man, like, this is the sick show again. This is the sick podcast. I'm telling you, I feel like Cujo. I look like Cujo. I feel like Cujo. I'm sick again. I don't know what the hell's going on, man.
I don't know who that is.
Cujo. Who doesn't know Cujo? Freddie knows Cujo. Come on. One of the greatest horror films.
But I have no clue why you would be talking about somebody from the 90s.
No, dude, it was a dog, man. Sick like a dog.
Oh, okay.
Cujo. It was like a Stephen King, man, it was one of the greatest films. The dog had rabies because he bit a bat or something like that.
I'll be honest, I'm not a big Stephen King fan.
What?
Stephen King fan.
Me neither. I don't care for his work.
Yeah, don't care.
No.
I'm shocked.
Very much.
Thank you, Harold Schneider.
People that like him are weirdos. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I love
Fred
that guy.
taking it a step further. Not just Stephen King, but Stephen King fans.
I'm judging you.
Wait. Fred, is this because of his political stance? Isn't he very left-wing, Stephen King?
I don't even know.
Is he?
No, I don't even know.
I think so. I think he goes after Donald Trump quite a bit. I was wondering if Fred was attacking Stephen King based on other factors other than his
You're
art.
informing me of that right now.
Okay.
I thought
he was very left-wing, but I'm not sure.
If you're into the whole like horror genre, gruesome,
yes,
I'm like, you're weird.
What? You don't like films? What are you talking about, man?
I don't fully agree with you, but I do know what you're saying. But I kind of do agree with you. I don't want to fully agree with you because I'm sure that we have some viewers that are horror movie fans, and I don't want to offend anybody. However, I'm not into horror movies either. And the people that I have encountered that are really into gory horror movies tend to be a bit odd. It is true. What? It does attract a certain group of people. AJ is a case in point. AJ loves those movies, and he's the weirdest guy I know.
Listen, Chucky or Freddy Krueger?
Oh, my God.
None. Come on.
Neither.
What? What's up with you guys, man?
I mean, we're not into horror movies.
Listen, did you hear this whole thing with Macaulay Culkin? There's like this whole conspiracy thing now saying that Macaulay Culkin is the new guy on, I forgot what it was, some horror movie. Like he went from Home Alone and he kind of like graduated to like the Saw movies or some bullshit like that. Like, you didn't hear all this in the news? Like they're comparing is Macaulay Culkin the guy from Saw or whatever it is. I'm like, what the hell, man?
What?
Just because he enjoyed torturing people. You didn't hear that? It's like a whole thing going on. Like, do a search, Dave. You're going to freak out. It's like this whole Macaulay Culkin, like, conspiracy. Is he, like, you know...
This is from the New York Post.
Yeah, man, New York Post.
Home Alone's Kevin McAllister grew up to be infamous serial killer, fans reveal. This is just a theory. This isn't about Macaulay Culkin. It's about the character...
The character, exactly.
Kevin McAllister.
So that's quite different. That's quite
Every year
different.
since 2014, the movie has fostered a darker holiday tradition, a much-discussed fan theory that McAllister became a serial killer.
Why?
I don't
Why ruin
know.
the film?
There's a theory that says that Macaulay Culkin's character, Kevin McAllister, grew up to be Jigsaw, a.k.a.
Jigsaw,
John Kramer, the creepy killer from the Saw films. I don't know why.
See, another movie that I judge you if you like that. Never seen a single Saw movie. I haven't seen a single Saw movie. Haven't seen a single second of a Saw movie. But I'm sure it sucks.
But I bet you watch Home Alone, Freddie. I'm
Of
almost
course,
positive.
every
of that.
year.
Number 1 and 2, man.
Yeah, I like Home
All of
Alone,
them.
but I've never seen the Saw movies. 1 and 2, I'm a big fan. Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. I could quote the movie. I do quote the movie all the time. It's fantastic. It's the 2 of the best movies ever, Home Alones.
Well, I started my Christmas films today, man, starting with Die Hard, and I learned something new in that film, like I was telling you guys. He made a quote about Quebec, which was pretty interesting. I don't recall that in all the years that I've been watching it, and this is the first time I heard, like, it hit me, that he was talking about releasing the terrorists. Les libertins du Québec.
Merry Christmas,
only
you filthy
known-
animal.
So Hans Gruber, the bad guy in Die Hard 1,
Yeah?
I've never
He's the best.
watched. So you see, another type of movie that I've never watched is
Yeah.
Harry Potter. But I found
neither.
out in 2022
What?
that Hans Gruber, he plays in Harry Potter. He's like
Yeah.
some
He's like-
sorceress or something.
Yeah, that's him, man. Hans.
Who?
I forget his real name. Just Google Hans Gruber. You'll see who that is.
Yes.
That guy plays in Harry Potter. And I didn't
My
know
question-
that until like 2022.
Alan
I
Rickman.
found-
Yes, he's a famous
Yeah,
actor,
yes.
Alan Rickman. He died
Yeah,
in
he's
2016.
Yeah,
Rest in
he
peace.
passed away. I remember.
Yes.
Too bad, man. He was a good actor.
Late,
Listen,
great Alan
my
Rickman,
question
for
to
sure.
you is this. Bruce Willis in Die Hard, do you think that was his real hair, or did they put like a wig on him? I'm trying to figure it out. I was trying to look at the movie. I'm like, is that real? How could he have lost so much hair if that was real?
I don't know. Bruce Willis not doing well either, right? He's in poor health.
Oh,
I hope
yeah.
he's all right.
Well,
Shouts
he looked
out
good
to
in
Bruce
some
Willis.
of those photos.
Huh?
I met him
don't
once,
know.
eh? Did I tell you? In Montreal?
Probably.
Yeah. Him and Sly Stallone, man.
Gordon Ryan is going to grapple Nicky
tonight.
Rodriguez tonight at the UFC Fight Pass
Yeah.
Invitational. You guys know about that? Gordon
Yeah,
Ryan?
yeah.
I already have my my stream going.
Oh. Well, it
Now,
hasn't
so keep
started
me
yet. It starts
informed.
at 9, Fred.
Well,
I
he was
know,
supposed to fight
but I'm
Vinny
ready.
Magalesh.
Yeah, it was
That was
supposed to be
the
Magalesh.
original fight.
Cancel.
Yeah,
What
he
happened?
got canceled. He got
Magalesh
hurt or
pulled out because he
something.
realized he was grappling Gordon Ryan?
I'm not
Probably,
sure,
man.
but Magalesh has a win over Gordon Ryan a couple of years ago in grappling, so that's why it was happening. I'm not sure why it got canceled, but the last time these two fought, Vinny won, so that's why it was happening.
On points, though?
I'm not
He
sure
didn't tap
exactly.
him. There's no way he tapped him.
He's fighting who? Nick Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't they just fight at ADCC? I think they
Yeah,
met
yeah, yeah.
like in the heavyweight division. And I think Gordon tapped him like super quick, if I
Yeah, he
remember
did.
correctly.
But he's a beast, Nick Rodriguez, man.
Yeah, but
They
my
used to
prediction
train
is Gordon
together.
taps him quick, too. Again, right? That's just a good prediction for Gordon Ryan matches.
But there's also an
Yeah.
absolute tournament, man. That looks like a nice event. I might watch it
Yeah.
a bit.
I saw Oliver
keep us up to
Taza is
date.
in that. I think he's Canadian, right? Isn't he from here?
I'm not sure. Hassan
Taza?
Rita,
I
the
think so.
big
I think he's
black
Canadian,
guy from
Oliver
last
Taza.
time.
I'll tell you in 2 seconds. It's on the UFC Fight Pass, this, right?
We need more of these events. I like that ONE FC is doing grappling events during their shows, and this is good, man. We need more of these feature grappling matches.
Damn, Gordon Ryan has a lot of white hair now.
It's bleached.
Is it?
Yeah, he's
I was gonna be
25,
what?
AJ. It's not.
Yeah, like seriously. Like,
It's bleached blonde.
Come
It's
on,
not
AJ.
I think
white
it's
hair.
all the stress. It's all the stress of trying to compete.
No, AJ.
I mean-
it's bleached. He's a young guy.
I know he's a young guy, but when I just looked at his picture here, I'm like, who is that? His grandfather?
So Gordon Ryan is going to grapple tonight at 9 o'clock. Our show
Yes,
will probably
yep.
be done by then, and Freddie will be able to go watch it. Misha Tate is grappling too on this
She also has
UFC
a fight-
Fight Pass Invitational card tonight.
Like
Huh?
he has another event already scheduled for February, also against Felipe Pena. So
Yeah.
He's active,
It's
man.
20.
And you see, jiu-jitsu guys, man, they could fight multiple times like that. Like, he could probably fight 7, 8 times a year if he wanted. So,
Sure.
I don't know, man. I like that the sport is getting more exposure.
Absolutely,
Gordon
man.
Ryan is the biggest name in the sport by far, too. So it's
in
good
the
to see him
absolute,
out there.
Freddie, in the absolute, in fact, it's I like the brackets, but it's $25,000. So like it makes it really worthwhile to start like upping your jiu-jitsu, man. 25 grand, man, in jiu-jitsu tournaments, plus all like the endorsements and everything else that you get with it. It's amazing, man. It's great.
AJ seeing dollar signs. He's like, it's really worth it to up your
Go to the
jiu-jitsu.
gym, up your jiu-jitsu.
I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow. I'm gonna up my jiu-jitsu. Maybe I could get a piece of that $25,000.
$25,000.
AJ, you wouldn't be able to compete in that tournament, my friend.
Absolutely
no offense.
not. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. When I used to hold the jiu-jitsu tournaments here in Montreal with Glenn, I mean, we had like some serious contenders that came to this tournament.
Uh-huh.
You know, I wish we would have been able to up like the prizes and things like that. But we brought in Tonin, we brought in like Lee Villeneuve's, we brought in the Bruno Fernandez, we brought in like the Gracies, we brought in like Alex Garcia, we brought in Olivier Aubin-Mercier, we brought in great guys to our tournament that we were one of the first runners. I don't give a shit about all these guys, but when you come to think of it, AJ was the first guy.
Here we go.
Yeah, think about it.
Here we go.
AJ and Glenn were the first guys. Yeah, we were, man.
AJ
You were there to our
invented
tournaments.
jiu-jitsu.
Our tournaments weren't like in some like high school gym or whatever. It was in a hotel, set up, man, to the T's, bars, DJs, girls, party atmosphere, and we had a
Shut
blast.
up, AJ.
And that's
Doesn't
why I'm
matter.
glad,
Breaking
man. I wish
news. Breaking news.
What is it?
Breaking
What is it?
news. Carlos Rodon and the New York Yankees have an agreement
What about him?
on a 6-year, $162 million contract. Yankees got another
No clue
big
who that
arm
is.
in the starting rotation. Aaron Judge and Rodon, let's go. Thank you.
Yeah,
Big
but-
free agent signing for the Yanks. Carlos Rodon is headed to the Bronx. 6 years, $162 million. Yes.
First time I hear his name.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no,
they
this
still
is
gotta
a
play
guy
the
that
Houston
the
Astros.
Yankees have been
They still
going
gotta play
after,
the
Fred.
Astros, Dave.
This
They
is
still
a
gotta play
big
the
one.
Astros.
Oh,
I don't know,
Astros.
man.
And see how good the Astros are next year without Verlander. Good luck, Astros. We got Rodon, and Judge is coming back. Let's go, Yankees!
Judge is coming back to a 27 home run season. Back to earth.
Hey, take it easy. He's going to hit 78 next year, all right? Shout out to Alice Shanks, my boy, renewing his membership. Yeah!
Shanks.
Merry
Nice,
Christmas,
thank you.
Sandro.
You dirty animal. What is it?
Oh,
Dirty animal or
wow.
you filthy animal?
Carlos Rodon and the Yankees. That's big. That's a big signing. That's a big arm. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's exciting. The sports world is exciting for me these days, guys. The Yankees are on fire in the offseason, made the ALCS last year, didn't get to the World Series, but they'll be back. Yankees making big signings. And, last week we made our predictions for the, quarterfinals?
Yep.
And we
was
were
awful.
mostly wrong, except for France. I think we all predicted France to go to the semis and win in the semis. We didn't expect Morocco to be their opponents, but they were, and that was fine because France beat them. And Les Bleus on their way to the World Cup final against Argentina on Sunday. So I'm very pumped here, Fred. I don't know where AJ went. I think we lost AJ. He's
I
coughing
got
out
a
a
big
lung.
dilemma. I got a big dilemma here because you see, like, I love to hate on teams you like, and I want to hate on this France team. You know, like there's a reason why I bought a Astros hat, and it's not because I like the Astros. It's to piss you off. That's why I bought the Astros hat.
What?
Such a good
I got
friend.
no clue.
I thought you guys were
Justin
friends, man.
Verlander's gone. Altuve. I don't think I could name another player from the Astros. There's a reason why I keep ribbing you that Paul Craig tapped out Ankalaev. Do I think Paul Craig is better than Ankalaev? Of course not. You know, I'm not dumb.
Well,
But
he still has a win
it's
over
fun-
him.
It's fun to rib you.
That's my guy.
I love to
Uh-huh.
rib you on CM Punk, man, and how I don't see why there's nothing special. But that one, I think you're just wrong. There's nothing special with CM Punk.
Okay.
But yeah, so like, I got to go with France, though, for this weekend as final. Mostly because I hate Messi more than I hate France, man. Fuck
Hey.
Barcelona. Fuck Messi.
Hey,
Go
what's
to hell,
happening with this
Messi.
girl? What's happening with this girl, Mandy Rose, man? I'm
Go,
seeing
Fred.
like all these like pop-ups for Mandy Rose.
Don't
Do you
click
have
on
the
them.
pictures?
Don't click on the pop-ups, AJ.
Click on them.
Why?
I like that
I wanna see
Fred
the
is
picture.
finally on the right side here, sticking with France. Thank you, Fred. AJ,
Hey, listen,
also
man, I
picking
told
France
you.
on Sunday over Argentina, or you going with Messi? They're playing soccer
going
in
with
my
Messi, man.
backyard. I think I see Messi. You guys don't know that song.
Listen, man, I'm going to tell you
It's a
something.
Kanye
When
song.
Messi is on fire, man, there's no one that could touch him. And I'm telling you, Sunday is going to be like, man, I think it's not going to be cry for me, Argentina. I think Argentina's going to pull it out of the bag, man. The spirit
We have to
of Maradona will
agree.
be on the field. I'm telling you, it's going to be listen, this is a classic match, man. This is amazing.
Now I want
But
Benzema
France-
to play. Because if Benzema's playing, he's a Real Madrid player. Now I'm pulling for France for sure. I'm like, yeah, go. Plus Chouamini, Camavinga. See, to me, it's all about the Real Madrid players.
Don't cry for me,
There you go.
Argentina.
Fred's sticking with his teams. And Real Madrid has allowed Karim Benzema to make the trip and join France for the final if France needs him, and we'll see.
But
I
there's
don't know
a
if-
virus I read.
Yes,
A
there's
bunch of them are sick.
a lot of the French players have a cold.
They have a cold or they have like a turista, you know? So if they got the turista, it's not going to be too good on the field.
Turista.
Nothing like running, man, when you got to get to a can. Ça marche pas.
Ça marche pas.
Dave, are you okay there or are you frozen?
I'm good.
He
I'm just
freaks
in
me
deep
out sometimes.
thought. I'm in deep
Like the
thought.
twice tonight that you went into like this real like deer pose, and I'm like, did it freeze again or
I'm
what?
focused. I'm focused
Listen,
on
man.
everything going
Listen,
on
I'm
here.
focused on one thing. What's happening with Mandy Rose? Forget about all
Oh,
the rest. I want to see
Irving
the picture.
Smallfield, Rodon, let's go, Irving. What's up, boy? Yankees.
No clue who that
They
is.
still got to go through the Astros, man. I don't know.
My brother is never on the chat. He jumped on with an alias just to talk about Rodon. Let's go. Woo!
Uncle Ben, where is
Oh
he,
my
man?
God,
How's he
I'm
doing?
so pumped. I'm so pumped. The Yankees are getting ready. Thank you,
When's the
Cashman.
last time they
Brian
won a World
Cashman.
Series?
Oh,
It's been a while. 2011. It's
How
been too
many,
long.
how many millions have
Hasn't
they
it?
spent since their last?
Wow, who cares? Who cares?
Well, Freddie's got
They're
a
the
point
Yankees. They're supposed to want to win.
2009.
there. It's a long time
2009 is the
ago,
last time they won. Yeah, of course. I want the Yankees to win. We all want the Yankees to win. Hal Steinbrenner spending the money, and I don't care. Spend as much money as you can, Hal Steinbrenner. Get me a World Series championship. The Yankees fans demand greatness. They demand excellence. They're not a team that just hopes for their Yankees fans don't want their team to tank so they can get a draft pick. We demand excellence every year. Not like some
You know-
other people, some other
You know what you-
fans of some other franchises that think they're a great
many
franchise, and you want them to tank so they can get a shitty draft pick? Some kid that won't even pan out? Fucking pathetic.
So what
Whoa.
is that? One World Series since like 2000? I mean, the
2009.
Red Sox have more
Yeah.
than that.
Well, so what? How many do they have overall? They suck.
Who cares
The
about
Red
old
Sox didn't even
times?
make the playoffs this year. Who cares about the Red Sox? They're
Hey,
bums.
you know what the Yankees need in management? They need George Costanza again. Once you
Yeah.
get George back, you know you're winning.
Of course. Costanza is the key to victory. I'm not going to debate that. George
You
Costanza.
need a little Festivus, man.
I think he should work on Aaron Judge's swing.
Yeah. Except this time they can't say, we won the World Series. And George goes, yeah, in 6 games. He's so unimpressed. That was the best. Jeter's on
Hit- how
Seinfeld.
many
He's
home
like,
runs
we
did
won
he
the World
have?
Series last
62?
year. George's like, yeah, in 6 games.
How many home runs did he have?
Aaron Judge?
62?
62. Yeah. 62.
So, yeah. 62. That's far from the record.
That's true. But he'll hit 98 next year. It'll be fine. He'll blow the record wide open. Ah, boy. We should talk about some MMA stuff, too. I know AJ wants to talk about Mandy Rose, which is exciting stuff. We could talk about that.
I just wanted to see the picture and all that kind of stuff. I thought you
Well, I
would have
can't
it
show
yet.
that on the show here, AJ, obviously.
Why not?
Well, I sent you in the group chat, I sent you a thing.
No, but it didn't go anywhere. It was like very
What do you mean?
like I was. It was okay.
She was nude in a pool. What more do you want?
No.
I sent you a video of Mandy Rose naked in a pool. You could see her boobs and everything. What more can you ask for? I think that was the full extent of it, really, AJ.
That's it.
I was doing research to try and figure out, because WWE fired her because they thought her content on her pay site was too risque. And I was like, how risque is this?
That's not risque,
what is WWE's problem? Yeah, showing your boobs to me is not risque. She could show every part of her boob, but the minute she shows her nipple, that's going too far. I think it's completely ridiculous. I've seen a couple of things from Mandy. I saw a few things that were leaked from her fan page, and I was doing this not for my own personal sick satisfaction. I was doing this to educate myself so that I could come on here and come on the show tomorrow night and come everywhere else and talk about, Mandy Rose, and know what I'm talking about. I did it to know what the hell, what was she was she doing full-on porn on her thing? Why is the WWE so upset that they would fire her? And it seemed quite tame.
Nothing.
And I saw a couple of things.
I see more things,
but really nothing
here in Montreal, man.
I didn't see anything that I would consider, too far for a WWE wrestler. I mean, they don't leave much to the imagination when they go out on TV and do their wrestling. I really don't see the big difference in, showing a nipple here or there. Well, a piece of nipple is never going to hurt anybody. I don't know. WWE, I think, overreacted. But what I sent you and Freddie, AJ, was basically the extent of it. Mandy's boobs.
It was nothing, man.
I mean, they're fine. They're fine. She looks good. She's a good-looking lady. But, to get fired for that is like, huh? And apparently she's making more money on the fan site than she was in WWE. So she's like, yeah, all right. See ya. Which is awesome. Imagine how much she was making with the combined income. She must be raking it in. I'm happy for her.
I think Sign Back Mandy was trending or something like that, man. She'll be back, man.
Listen, man, didn't China do worse than that back in the days? I remember seeing stuff in China.
She also got pretty much blackballed.
Yes. Well, that was something else. China did porn, but that was after WWE. That was after her run. And at one point they're like, hey, how about inducting China into the Hall of Fame? And Triple H is like, I don't know. What if my kids Google her name and they find out that she did porn? I'm like, bitch, if your kids Google China's name, I think they're going to have more questions for you and mom other than, did she do porno? I think they'll be like, hey, did you ruin this woman's fucking brain? Did you melt her head by cheating on her with mom? Is that what happened? Dad? And then he got so much heat that he's like, oh, okay, we'll induct her into the Hall of Fame. Part of the X, though. Part of the X. And now it's like, oh, yeah, China was great. What about, they did a biography, an A&E biography on China. The WWE, was doing A&E biographies. They did some sort of deal. They did one on China. And nowhere in the documentary did they mention that Triple H and China were ever in a relationship. Nowhere. And that is a huge part of her story and her exit from the WWE. They framed it as China wanted too much money. She wanted what Stone Cold Steve Austin was making, so we had to let her go. And it's like, yeah, but what about all the other stuff that was going on at the time? Like her longtime boyfriend had been cheating on her with the daughter of the owner of the company, and they were now an on-screen and off-screen item, and you had to be there in the company and kind of deal with it, China. How about that? WWE ignored that part of the China story in the documentary. I mean, they're a mess.
What a tragedy, man.
And then this Mandy Rose stuff, it's a mess. They have no leg
but
to
if
stand
you're asking
they have
AJ
no leg
level
to
of
stand on. I have seen Seth Rollins' penis on the internet.
What?
There was a picture years ago. One of his, I think it was his fiance at the time, found out that he was.
Wasn't she a Nazi?
No.
What the hell's going on?
Seth's fiance found out that Seth was cheating on her with the Nazi wrestler girl, the Nazi girl, and Seth had sent penis pictures to the Nazi girl. And the fiance found those pictures and posted them on the internet, and they were then everywhere. And I saw Seth's penis, and I was like, "Oh, Seth's penis, terrible."
Was it big or small?
It was all right. It was regular size. I don't know. I can't tell. I can't tell.
Know,
People
like,
say, "Oh, it's a big penis," and I'm like,
know,
"I don't know. It seems roughly normal to me." I must have a giant penis because when I see when I see what people say are big penises, I think my penis is roughly that size. I don't know, but I don't think I have a giant penis.
Too,
I think I have a regular penis. Let's stop talking about my penis, all right, Fred? Jesus, Fred, stop asking me questions about my penis. So rude. So I saw Seth Rollins' penis, and then you're gonna act like, oh, Mandy Rose is doing something wrong by showing her boobs. She's not even showing her vagina.
Dude, that wasn't showing nothing, man. That was nothing, dude. I'm telling you, that was ridiculous.
And even if she did show her vagina, well, what's wrong with that? Even if she was having full-on sex in porno style, doing all the things, all sorts of whatever, it's her own personal business. If WWE doesn't like it. They might have a morality clause in their contract that might get them out of it, but I don't know.
What's the one from the UFC that's doing, like, she's going hardcore now? Like
Paige Van Zandt?
Paige Van Zandt, man, she's doing, like, some crazy shit.
Paige Van Zandt's going hard, yeah. She's quit fighting. She's just a model at this point.
And apparently she's making, like, ridiculous amounts of money. Like, ridiculous. I mean, you know, instead of getting punched in the face, she's just, like, you know, popping one or two out every once in a while, and she's making, like, shitloads of money.
Popping one or two
Maybe we should...
Just putting her boobs out there.
Maybe we should start doing that,
That's good. I think it's great. You know, if you can do that and people want to pay for that and you can make tons of money doing that, fantastic. Good for you. I have no problem with it whatsoever. I don't know why the WWE did. It is hypocritical. They used to.
It's gonna be. There's gonna be more to it, Dave.
Their female wrestlers pose for Playboy, and then they would unveil the Playboy cover on Raw and promote it on their wrestling show. And now all of a sudden, you can't show your boobs. What? What was happening when I was 14 years old, and you're trotting out Tori Wilson and Sable, and they're doing like a lesbian Playboy spread, and I'm 14, and what am I supposed to think about this? I was excited, goddammit. You know? But this is the thing that you were marketing to, like, young, impressionable youth, and now all of a sudden it's, like, too far. Come on,
You see, dude. I grew up to wholesome Miss Elizabeth, and then when she got to WCW, she was skanky Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Not sure which one I preferred.
Miss Liz. Tremendous. I mean, yeah. I prefer WCW version, obviously. In the black dresses, she looks fantastic in WCW. She looks so good. NWO Liz.
She did.
Tremendous.
But what I'm trying to get at, Dave, like me looking at it from my point of view, I'm like, it wasn't like very racy at all. At all. And I'm thinking there's got to be more to the story. She
AJ wanted more. You're hoping there's more to the story.
Yeah, that was like a 2 on 10. I was like, okay, big deal. Like, what is this? Yeah. I was like, okay, something's going to come. Nothing. 2 on 10. That's my take on that. But I'm going to tell you something. There's got to be more to the story because she must have pissed off someone on the top brass, or there's some controversy going behind the scenes. They want to get rid of her. And it's kind of surprising. I mean, I'm just looking at it from a business point of view, and I'm like, well, she's making them a lot of money. She has a tremendous like fan base. Why would you get rid of her for that?
I don't think she's making them a ton of money.
Well, she's making...
She's in NXT.
Look, she's still there, Dave.
Yeah, well, she was there. I don't think you understand how the wrestling business works, but that's okay. She's making them a ton of money.
She's still there, Dave. No, she's not.
No, she's not. She got fired. That's what we're talking about.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
No, I know that, but I'm sure she'll end up somewhere else. Like, you know, people will pay, man, to see her.
Yeah, obviously people pay to see her, AJ. That's the whole issue. People pay to see all of her. You see?
She upped the price also for her site. I read it went from 25 to like 40.
Good for her.
Really?
Good for her.
There you go, man.
Now, the most risque stuff that I saw was like a picture of, it seemed like her and her boyfriend, but it's just kind of like the bottom half of their torso, and he's like pressed up against her, and they're nude, but you see nothing. It's suggestive. You know,
but dude,
it seems
like
he might be doing sex on her, but you can't see anything. Like, you can't see a penetration. You just see a man and a woman standing, kind of, you know, the woman's in front and the man's behind her, but you don't even see their faces, so it's not even clear that it's actually her.
Dude, that's nothing, man. That's like a regular fashion magazine. Come on.
the raciest thing that I saw, and that is pretty tame. Even by WWE TV standards, what they put out on their TV shows, it's pretty tame. Like, I have seen Lana and Bobby Lashley make out on Raw for extended periods of time with tongue and open mouth and all sorts of spit swapping. And that was far racier than anything Mandy Rose ever put out. And this was done on Monday Night Raw. You know, like, we have seen makeout sessions on Raw between some of these wrestlers that aren't in real relationships that are put there. Like, Lana was making out with Bobby Lashley with her tongue and all sorts of shit right in front of her husband Miro, real life husband Miro, on TV. And this was maybe a couple years ago, and far racier than whatever Mandy was putting out. So it just doesn't jive with me. The WWE, they put out all sorts of shit on their TV, and then all of a sudden somebody's making money off of it. Oh, it's too much. She's gone too far. Rude. I stand with Mandy. So hopefully Mandy gets either her job back in WWE or AEW hires her and lets her do whatever the hell she wants.
Or she does what Paige Van Zandt does, and that's it. You make all kinds of coin, and that's it. You're done.
And she's making a lot of money, so good for her.
So are we talking about Dana being an emotional little person, or
wow?
What happened?
Let's talk about Dana White.
I mean,
first of
the
all,
way he acted after the fights.
Dana,
which
fight?
Like, if you're Jared Gordon, okay,
yes.
This is where I'm. If you're Jared Gordon, how do you react? Like, the guy that holds, like, pretty much the future. Like, you can't tell him, like, go fuck yourself, Dana. But I'll tell Dana, go fuck yourself, Dana, man. What you're doing to Jared Gordon is not cool, man. That Jared Gordon won that fight, and for you to call him out like, oh, Jared Gordon didn't didn't want that fight that much. Like, he should have came out in the third, blah, blah, blah. Come on, Dana, man. Stop being like that. Jared Gordon won that fight. Don't be a
Jared
hater.
Gordon won. He clearly won that fight. We were all shocked watching the fight on Saturday thinking, well, Paddy lost for sure. And then Paddy was chosen as the winner. And it's so egregious that one of the judges, Douglas Crosby, who I think I had on the show years ago, he's a crackpot. This guy is nuts, by the way. He has said publicly that he doesn't really watch the fights, and at the end, he just chooses who he wants to win based on who he wanted to win.
What?
And this is a
what
guy
I've been saying for years, man.
No,
you
this guy is a
real
nut.
Guys
this guy is nuts, and somehow he's been allowed to be an MMA judge for years and years. And we have known about Douglas Crosby for years and years, and for some reason, he was one of the judges cage side in Nevada, which is supposed to be the gold standard of combat sports. They allow a complete clown like Douglas Crosby to be a judge. And this is the type of person that is determining the future of so many mixed martial arts fighters when he's sitting there cage side giving his half-assed opinion. Jared Gordon got absolutely screwed on Saturday. It was a close fight, but come on. Everybody, except the judges, scored it for Jared Gordon. I don't know what happened, but the fans, apparently in the building, the fans were reacting real hard for everything Paddy did and not so hard for everything Jared did, so people think the fans swayed the judges. I don't know what happened. I really don't. Maybe the judges need to watch these fights with earplugs on so they don't hear anything. I don't know what needs to be done. People are coming out with all sorts of ideas. We need to fix judging. We need to do this and that. We need to do half-point system. We need to fix the judges. We need to redefine the rules. We need to get competent people to be judges, first and foremost. You know, like, let's not try and make things more complicated for some of these dummies that really have no place being MMA judges. There are several judges in professional level mixed martial arts, high level MMA judges that have no business judging MMA fights. And until we get those people out of there, I don't think there's any reason to complicate things by giving them a half-point system or, you know, different criteria or making it more challenging for them to do their job, because clearly there is an ineptitude there. Clearly, there is an issue with being able to understand the basic principles of a mixed martial arts fight, and that was on full display on Saturday night when they gave the decision to Paddy Pimblett. When everybody, every media member, every person watching at home, everybody in the goddamn world, except for Paddy Pimblett's friends and family, everybody, and Dana White and Barstool Sports are the only people that scored the fight for Paddy Pimblett. Everybody else scored that fight for Jared Gordon. And for Dana White to come out and say, well, Jared Gordon should have done this, he should have done that, he should have came out in the third round and fought harder, he thought he won, he should have come in. Okay, fine. Dana can think that. Dana's, he's allowed to have his opinion, but it is disappointing.
You're wrong.
It's disappointing. I think he's wrong. But at the same time, Fred, you got to understand, Dana White is a promoter. He is a fight promoter. He has a star in Paddy Pimblett.
It just doesn't look good, though.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it sucks for Jared Gordon, but come on. Jared Gordon is not a star, right? He's not.
But
and even if Dana thinks that Jared Gordon won the fight, what good does it do Dana and the UFC to go and promote the fact that their star, Paddy Pimblett, even though he's winning, didn't actually win his last fight? It doesn't help the next fight if he didn't really win this fight. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's that. I think why go diss Jared Gordon when your guy clearly lost? Everybody in the media, like you say, every fan pretty much thought that Gordon won, and there's no reason to go diss Gordon. He just got robbed. Why would you go diss him like that? That's like putting some extra. Like, the guy just lost a controversial decision, and you're going to go diss his performance? I think that was a cheap shot by Dana.
Dave, I'm going to tell you something.
I don't know why the promoter does that, though, but it could be a negotiation type thing, too. You don't want to pump up a guy who lost, because if a guy loses and you say he loses, when he asks for more money, you could say, well, you lost your last fight. If a guy loses and you say he won, when he asks for more money, you can't say you lost your last fight because you were out in public saying you won. You know what I mean? I think a lot of it is promotional gamesmanship with Dana White. When Dana's giving you his opinion at that post-fight press conference, I don't think Dana's always giving you his real opinion. He's just telling you what he's supposed to tell you as the promoter of the UFC. Promoters lie. It's part of the job. But, yeah, it sucks.
Boxing, yeah, for sure. But can I tell you something? From my perspective, because I came into the watch-along, obviously I was at my Christmas party late. I was watching you guys. You were doing a fantastic job. But I wasn't able to obviously see the first two rounds of Paddy. But coming into the third round, when I sat down and I was watching it, when I looked at the third round and you were telling me, man, like, Paddy, like, lost the first two rounds. When I was looking at the third, I'm like, okay, he squeaked by the third. I thought he won the third round. He squeaked the third. And
sure.
I like, from what I was hearing from you guys and what I was catching on Twitter and whatever, for sure, a lot of people were saying that Jared won those rounds. But for myself coming in on the third round, not knowing what happened in the first two, I got to give that third round to Paddy. So, I didn't actually see the fight again this week. I haven't seen the full fight, which I'm going to do at some point. But it really depends on the perspective. And I agree with what you said before. Judging needs to be changed. We had Adelaide Bird that, like, destroyed, like, some cards. We've seen it happening time and time again. We've seen that with even Tony at times. The problem with judges, depending on which state they're in, they have a basis that's not MMA. It could either be a karate background, it could be a boxing background, and they look at point system based on that sport. So sometimes we're not getting the true perspective of a mixed martial art judge, and I keep hammering it over and over and over again.
Doug Crosby has no background. He has no background. He's a stuntman.
But that's scary.
That's all. He has no martial arts background. He has no concept.
How does that make sense? How does that make sense? It's like you saying, you know what, I'm going to walk into a dentist chair and I'm going to perform a dental surgery just because, you know what, I identify as a dentist. It doesn't make sense. No. And if you're going to ruin the sport, you're going to put judges like that. And in the end, we've seen this time and time again where we saw blowout cards where the clear winner was one person, guy or girl, and it went to completely the opposite side.
They only had two decisions to render, and they both
they botched them both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Unbelievable. So Paddy didn't win. We were shocked when the decision was read, but now seeing the fallout, it's like, clear. Come on, man. Paddy didn't win.
And let's continue
the
on,
third round,
on
I
Dana
thought he
White
did.
being like emotionally small person. Then Ankalaev and Blachowicz is a tie, and he just goes away mad because what, man? It was a decent fight. Still, it wasn't an awful fight.
Yeah.
Why would he be mad? Because it's a tie. He'd be mad at, and then it's like, okay, well, Glover and Jamahal, they're fighting for the title now. Fuck
Yeah.
Yan and Magomed. Dana's such a
It is
funny
crazy.
guy.
It is crazy. But, you know, Dana was talking about it. He said, oh, everybody was sad after the fight. And Dana didn't like the fight. He didn't like the Blachowicz-Magomed main event.
I thought it was okay, man.
I thought it was a fine fight. Like, it wasn't, like, okay, compared to the rest of the fights on the card, maybe it wasn't the best fight.
Still,
but
it wasn't a snoozer.
I mean, has Dana seen Magomed fight before? I think this is why Magomed has taken so long to get to the title, because a lot of his fights look like this. But he wins, and he won on Saturday night, too. Magomed got screwed.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. I agree with you.
Unbelievable.
Magomed got screwed big time.
And now he's getting double
There's no reason for a draw.
Because not only is Magomed not the champion right now after beating Jan Blachowicz on Saturday night, he won. The judges screwed it up. The judges messed up. Like, they didn't just screw Jared Gordon. They screwed Magomed Ankalaev. And
yeah, I agree.
That was not a draw. That was a win for Magomed Ankalaev. Magomed Ankalaev should be the UFC Light-Heavyweight champion right now. He was so disgusted after the fight, he said he might not even fight in the UFC ever again. So, who knows? Who knows what's next for Magomed? But now that he's not even fighting for the belt, he's the rightful champion, right? I mean, Yuri is the champion, but Magomed is a champion too. Now neither of those guys are champion, and it's between Jamahal Hill and Glover Teixeira. Pardon me? And Dana White announced this right after the fight. He's like, yeah, it's going to be Glover and Jamahal Hill. Even though Jamahal Hill was supposed to fight Anthony Smith at some other card, right? Like, there was a fight night where it's supposed to be Jamahal Hill versus Anthony Smith, and Anthony Smith is actually one of the commentators on the broadcast. He was one of the analysts for the pay-per-view broadcast, or ESPN, and he found out that he wasn't getting the shot as he's working, like, on the air. He found out that he's not fighting Jamahal Hill while he's on TV. And Dana White and all the guys just kind of put it together. They announced it before they actually signed it, too, because obviously they didn't have contracts ready for Glover and Jamahal Hill, right? So they announced the fight was happening, but they didn't actually sign the contracts, even though they got verbal agreements from both guys, and it seems like the fight is going to take place. Glover Teixeira, Jamahal Hill in Brazil, January 21st.
It just makes that event better.
UFC 283. Yeah, the event's way better now, right? I was looking at UFC 283. The main event was Brandon Moreno, Davison Figueiredo for like the 4th or 5th time, and I was like, yeah, all right. But now you got Glover Teixeira and Jamahal Hill as the new main event, and Moreno and Figueiredo got bumped to the co-main. Way better. Way better. This pay-per-view is way better now. I got Glover.
Yep.
Y'all picking Glover, AJ?
Yeah, I probably would lead more towards Glover, but I'll have to see, like, leading up to the fight, like, seeing the training camp and whatnot. But when I'm looking at, like, the fights, like, you know, it's too bad that 282 wasn't that great of a card coming as the last pay-per-view, because I was just looking at 281. 281 was phenomenal. Even the Lewis fight was great. And then the Thompson versus Holland fight, that card was ridiculous. And it's too bad it was like a bummer 282, because I wasn't there. This is one of the first pay-per-views that I didn't have.
We're talking about
sorry, not the Lewis fight. The Israel fight with Pereira. Sorry, I apologize. The Israel fight with Pereira.
Because Lewis was supposed to fight Spivak at one of those fight night cards recently, but it didn't happen, right? Because Lewis got hurt or sick. They just rescheduled that, by the way, for February, so they're doing that eventually. But
on which card?
February 4th, I think. UFC has got a bunch going on next year. They've already announced a bunch. They're trying to get John Jones versus Francis Ngannou, which would be fantastic. Right now, odds for that potentially have Ngannou minus 155, Jones plus 135. Odds for Jamahal Hill, Glover Teixeira might be good for us right now. Glover plus 120, Jamahal Hill minus 140. So Freddie and I going with Glover. I don't know who AJ, you picking Glover too to win?
No, I'm going with
Hill?
Glover, yeah. If I lean towards anybody, it's Glover.
Oh, if you're feeling that, you might want to go early on Glover Teixeira. Jump in now. I wonder what the odds will be come fight time. January 21st, UFC 283 in Brazil. That'll be our next watch-along, next pay-per-view watch-along. Thank you, by the way, to everybody watching our last pay-per-view watch-along on Saturday night. We got really strong viewership for that. So thank you to everybody who tuned in and continued to support the Ringside Report Network. Join.ringsidereport.net is what you need to do. Join.ringsidereport.net. Donate.ringsidereport.net as well. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We're going to be giving you our picks here shortly for Sean Strickland versus Jared Cannonier. Coming up. We could do it right now, actually. What are we doing? What are we waiting for? You guys...
Let's do it, man.
You guys ready?
Let's do Cannonier. Yeah,
man. Gordon's about to fight, so... Well, I mean, no, Gordon's the last fight, but the event's about to start.
I'm not staying up, I don't think, to see Gordon. I'll watch him tomorrow morning. It'll take too long.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be long.
Probably right.
Sean Strickland versus Jared Cannonier is our main event. It's the last UFC show of 2022. Strickland, Cannonier. Right now, the odds have Sean Strickland, I believe, as the underdog. Oh, wow, slight favorite. Minus 115 over at bet99.com. Strickland minus 115, Cannonier minus 108. Interesting. Cannonier's last fight, I believe, was against Adesanya. Is that his last? Yeah. He hasn't fought since the title fight back in July.
Yep.
Lost a 5-round decision to Adesanya.
Exactly.
And Strickland was on that card too, right? Getting smoked by Alex Pereira. Was that the last time we saw Strickland? I think so. Yeah. That July card. Are you guys still with me?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, but
it was lagging a bit.
It's bugging a bit.
Did I bug out?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're good.
Oh, man. I bugged out.
Just like the judges, man, at 282.
So Sean Strickland's last fight was against Alex Pereira at that July UFC card where he got smoked by Pereira, and Cannonier's last fight on the same card where he lost a decision to Adesanya. So both guys coming off a few months of a break. Strickland did not look good in that Pereira fight. He was demolished.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he talks a lot. There's no doubt about it. Like, he's aggressive. He has, like, everything to be, like, recognized. People want to see him fight. But, man, he's going up against the killer gorilla, man. This guy is just one big dude. You know, like, he fought in heavyweight. He was 241 pounds. He dropped down to light heavyweight. And here he is today fighting Strickland. It's going to be tough, man. You know, his takedown defense is up there. It's going to be hard for Strickland to, like, really maneuver, you know, Cannonier. You know, he's exciting. I like Strickland. I'm going to lean on that side as well. Ready? I mean, Strickland, one thing is that he'll bring a pretty cool, like, conference and, like, you know, talk up to the fight and all that kind of stuff. He's really animated. But he's an aggressive fighter. Like, you never know, man. If he comes out and, like, throws some heavy bombs, his striking is pretty good. But, you know, I don't think he has the strength of Cannonier. I think Cannonier is going to manhandle him in that ring. But we'll see. You know, besides the Israel fight, he was on a 2-fight winning streak at that point, you know, but au revoir. He's a bit older, Dave, 38 years old to 31. Yeah. Jared has a longer, does he have a longer reach? Yeah, he has a longer reach than Sean Strickland. Height-wise, he's 5'11", Jared. Sean Strickland is 6'1". So he's got that lanky body. He's got the height, but Jared has the reach. You know, so
and the power.
It's going to be quite an interesting.
He's just so thick and strong and powerful. I don't know what Strickland's going to be able to do to him. If you know, unless he stays on his bike for 5 rounds and wins a decision, I feel like Cannonier is going to catch him and put him down. I got Cannonier by knockout, TKO, maybe 3rd round, 2nd round. I could see it going early. 2nd round.
Yeah, I could see like there's gonna be like a firework on that fight, man.
Maybe
Someone's
first
going
even.
But
I think Cannonier wins this fight. He's a slight underdog. This fight basically a pick'em, but we're all going with Cannonier.
Yeah, look, it's not the first time. They were supposed to fight in October, if you remember, and like you know, Jared as prepared for this guy way back in October. He knows Strickland. You know, he's seen Strickland. I just think that it's going to be an interesting fight leading up on Saturday night. But Cannonier has no reason, when he used to fight at 241, not to beat Strickland.
You say maybe Strickland could get on his bike and stay away, but I don't think that's how Strickland fights that much, man.
No.
Strickland, like we saw against Pereira, he could be a little bit flat-footed, and I think Cannonier is going to make him pay a little bit like Pereira did. Pereira's a much better striker than Cannonier, but no, I'm going to go with Cannonier hitting a big shot and hurting him and probably finishing him.
Yeah,
look, but if he does,
I agree with you. I don't think Strickland. That's not how he fights. I'm just saying if he wants to beat Cannonier, he can't go right at him. You know, he's got to kind of move around him and use that movement and speed, but that's not how he fights. He's going to come in, he's going to fight, he's going to exchange, and he's going to get knocked out, I believe.
But what I think is that for Strickland really to avoid getting hurt in this fight, he's got to stay away from, like you said, he's got to circle, he's got to stay away from the leg kick, and that's the thing with Cannonier. He destroys the lead leg of his opponent. And if he continues to do what he was trying to do to Israel or all the other fights that he had won just prior to Israel, he destroys that lead leg. If he takes away Strickland's lead leg, it's all done. Because you know that this guy has powerful combinations and he's going to get in there and hurt him. But Strickland has to avoid those leg kicks because Cannonier is going to take away that lead leg. Remember what I said, Saturday night, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Looking forward to it. Should be a good fight night coming up on Saturday.
My parlays, Armin Tsakurian and Jared Cannonier. That's my parlay.
Armin Tsarukyan. Armin Tsarukyan is the co-main event. He'll take on Damir Ismagulov.
Okay, I might butcher his name, but he's a killer. I praise his fighting style.
So is Damir, though. Damir is 24-1, and he's actually the favorite going into this fight. Damir Ismagulov plus one. Oh, sorry, he's the underdog. Plus 162. Tsarukyan is the favorite, minus 200. Huh. Yeah.
Yeah, man, he was right. Look, he was on a 5-fight winning streak before he lost to Gamrot, which was in a unanimous decision. Shit happens. But I agree with Freddie, man. This guy is he's impressive. It was a bad fight against Gamrot. I think it's going to be a different story when he fights Damir. I think I'm going on Armin's side. Armenia!
I don't know. He couldn't catch up to Gamrot. We'll see what happens with Damir. I'm not putting this fight on my parlay. I'd go with Armin, but but
he's on a 19-fight win streak.
It's hard to bet against a guy who's on a 19-fight win streak. Damir has won 19 in a row. He's undefeated in the UFC. It's very hard to go against him. So I would not bet on this fight because Armin is a favorite, but Damir is a killer too. This is a good one. I could see this one going either way.
He's got 5 wins in the UFC. You know what I'm saying, Dave? I forgot about that. It's 19 straight wins, 5 of them in the UFC. He got a split decision over Guram. I forgot how to say his name, Kutaladiz. But other than that, man, Kutalidze. But all to say is this: 19-fight win streak. Man, I might have to change my opinion on that.
That's what I'm saying.
But Armin is a beast, man. 18-3, and you've got Damir at 24-1. One loss to his fighting career. The guy's a beast, man. Dave, man, I forgot about that. I'm swaying to the opposite side now.
It's a good fight. I'll give you my parlay.
Already?
Yeah, what the hell?
All right, bud.
Fred's got a simple parlay. I've got a simple parlay. This fight card, the main event is cool. The co-main event is cool. The rest of the card, you got Alex Caceres versus Julian Erosa. That's a good fight. Drew Dober versus Bobby Green.
What is Said Nurmagomedov's relationship to Khabib? Any?
I believe they're related. I'm not sure how. Maybe they're not related because there's a lot of Nurmagomedov is a popular name. Is Said Nurmagomedov related to Khabib Nurmagomedov? He is not related to Khabib Nurmagomedov. They are not related. They are friends. They're from the same country. They know each other, but they are not related. Even though he has A lot of cousins and brothers and everybody fighting all over the place, Bellator and the UFC. Said Nurmagomedov, despite being friends with Khabib and possibly training with him, is not actually related to him. But he is on my parlay because what the hell? His name's Nurmagomedov, and that's good enough for me. So here's my parlay. I'm going to keep it super simple for everybody. We're going with Jared Cannonier and Said Nurmagomedov. Slight underdogs, both of them, but basically in pick'em fights, and I think that's good value for your money. It's a 2-fight parlay. I'm keeping it real simple. $20 gets you 75. I mean, why not? Who are you to refuse? 20 gets you 75. My children need a wine. Cannonier and Said Nurmagomedov. Let's go. The children need wine. Let's make some money. Who are you to refuse? Paris, itchy and scratchy land. Okay. What the hell am I talking about? Doesn't matter. Team Dave, Nurmagomedov and Cannonier. Team Fred, Cannonier and Sarukian.
Yep.
Team Fred. I like how we're keeping it simple with our parlays. You know AJ is going to have a complicated one. Said Nurmagomedov and Jared Cannonier was my parlay. Jared Cannonier and Armin Sarukian is Fred's parlay. $20 gets you 58.76. Not huge payouts, but more money than you started with. You know, you started with 20, and then you get 58. I don't know if you know that, but it's more. So there's Team Fred's parlay.
If you win a bet and you have less money, there's a problem.
Something's gone terribly wrong. You've bet on the other side as well, and you messed up. AJ, you are on the clock, my friend. Man. What do you have for us?
Yeah, there's a few of them that I'm actually swaying, and I'm going to start off with Cannonier to beat Strickland.
Okay.
And then let me go through this. I'm going to change my bet. I thought the Armenian was going to be able to pull it off, but it's that 19-fight win streak, man. 5 straight in the UFC. The kid is 24-1, 31 years old. He's got the maturity. You know, his reach is not as much as Armin. Armin is a beast, man. Like, the guy is like a grinder. But I think Damir is going to pull it off. So I'm going to go with Damir on that fight. Then I'm going to go with Costa. He's like on a 7-fight winning streak fighting against Damir. 26 years old, 12-2. I think this kid has it. Then we have like Alex Caceres.
Costa's a big underdog. Costa plus 320.
Yeah.
Alessandro Costa.
I was
Amir
surprised on that.
Albazi minus 434, the favorite. So you're going with a big underdog.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Well, listen, man. He's 15-1. Amir. He's got a 1-inch reach over Costa.
Sure.
Other than that,
what else
man,
you got?
Like,
give me other fights.
Then I'm gonna go. with. Julian Erosa for the win on this, man. I think he's gonna beat the Kung Fu Bruce Lee. Then
Bruce Leroy.
I will continue. Okay. Bruce Leroy. Then I'm gonna go with Drew Dober over Bobby Green. Bobby Green's been out for a while. He's been out for 6 months because of his suspension. Dober's won back-to-back fights, both by KO. He was tested positive for DHEA.
Oh yeah.
So he's coming back for his first fight.
It's good stuff.
And Doberman got a performance bonus for knocking out Rafael Alves on his last fight. He's 2 inches shorter, but no big deal, man. Bobby's gonna hit the canvas. Drew Dober for the win, and then I'm gonna end it with Cody. Yeah, I'm gonna end it with Cody Brundage on this one over Michael. Look, Michael is 1-1 in his past 2 fights. Cody Brundage has won his last 2 fights with the first round. He TKO'd Treason Gore in his last fight, if you remember that one.
Treason.
Look, Treason. But the Treason Gore. And I'm going to tell you something. Treason, man. Didn't we go through this last time? So that's what I'm going with. Treason is going. Sorry, not Treason. Cody Brundage is going to go for the win here.
I'm going to throw some money on...
On who?
Okay. Well, I'll show your parlay. I'll show your parlay because it's absolutely ridiculous. So we'll do that.
What are you talking about? How's that ridiculous?
Well, because the payout is insane, and there's no way you're going to hit it. Fred and I...
$100,000.
Yeah, it's like $3,000. Fred and I...
What?
Go
for it, man. I'm telling you.
We gave very conservative parlays, 2-fight parlays, guys that are underdogs, but just slight underdogs, basically pick 'em fights. We gave you 2 fights each in our parlay. both with Cannonier. AJ giving you Cannonier too, but he's making it a little spicier for you. Here's AJ's parlay. It is absolutely outrageous. Jared Cannonier, minus 108, and then he gets into the underdogs. Damir Ismagulov, plus 162. Alessandro Costa, plus 320. Julian Arosa, minus 175. Drew Dober, minus 150. And Cody Brundage, plus 214. $20 gets you $3,718.76. I mean, yeah, sure,
man,
AJ.
Merry Christmas,
cheer
man.
for it. Get ready. And I'm sure if AJ makes the money on this parlay, he will buy himself one of those sweet new Donald Trump NFTs. Major announcement, NFTs, just for AJ. I know he wants one.
MAGA cap. Listen, man,
Did you not see that? Donald Trump was like, major announcement tomorrow, major announcement. And the major announcement was he's selling NFTs of himself. Imagine any other former president of the United States being like, major announcement tomorrow. And the major announcement is NFTs. Like, what the fuck? It's a crazy
dude,
world.
But at least he could get off a stage. But that's the difference, man. It doesn't matter.
Can he?
You know? Well, oh yeah. Listen, all that kind of shit, man, I don't care. I'm telling you, I think my picks
I like that all these like MAGA weightlifter guys are like, look at Trump, he's in such great shape. And it's like, bitch, have you seen this guy? He looks terrible.
Hey man, back when he was young, he was a good baseball player.
Look at him. He's so much stronger than Biden. And it's like, did you see this guy? Have you seen Donald Trump walk around? You see his face? What color is he? Well, what are you talking about? I mean, they're both shitty old men. Just be honest. They're both garbage. Ugh. God.
Listen, man, Trump used to play baseball, man. Apparently he was a good third baseman. I'm just saying.
Right.
Ron Paul's
That's what I'm saying. Maybe
baseball player.
Listen, maybe if you're lucky, Dave, he's going to invest in the Yankees and get you a win.
He could
never know,
it.
man.
He's not in that ballpark. Literally.
He's Donald Trump, man. Imagine if that would happen. What would you do? That'd be the funniest thing, man.
He wouldn't, because the Steinbrenners own that team. He's got no I don't know in what world that would happen, AJ. He's got a better chance of being president of the United States again than becoming an owner of the Yankees. Like, get out of here. That team's not for sale. He couldn't afford the Yankees. That's the greatest franchise in sports. Maybe the Mets.
What Sam Friedman did. He was able to take money off of all these guys, man, all these huge investors and everything. He took them for a ride. Anything's possible, dude.
And he still got his
Listen,
supporters
Sam Friedman, if you're listening and you're in jail, you're going to need a lot of time to keep yourself occupied. RingsideReport.net, drop a couple of bucks, because I know you have it stashed in offshore accounts, wherever you keep your money. Throw some our way, man.
Who?
Sam Friedman,
all of Trump's
man.
associates that are in jail, you're saying?
No, that's not Trump's associate, man. That's actually probably the other side, dude. I'm just saying. All to say is, man. Just saying, dude.
I don't know what you're saying.
All to say is he has money, man.
Huh?
I don't want to say too much. We might get banned from YouTube.
You're not saying anything. I don't want
to say anything.
Much
just
there to say.
If you're gonna have a lot of time in jail, man, listen to Ringside Report. And to all the prisoners that listen to us, because you sent us a tweet again.
I can't wait till we find. I can't wait till we find what's on the AJ laptop. You know that? That's the bombshell laptop. Who knows what kind of weird videos he's got on there?
Oh yeah, I got, man. There's no doubt about it.
Oh God. All right.
Mandy Rose, man, would have been on there, but it was not worth saving.
You wish she was on your laptop, AJ. She's not going anywhere near you.
Man, you'd be surprised, dude. You don't know who you're messing with, Dave. This is AJ.
Google Tino Sabatelli.
AJ has videos of young Mula.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when AJ was young.
Yeah. Tino Sabatelli is her boyfriend. Another Italian guy. She's Italian too. Mandy Sacamano.
Sabatelli.
Yeah.
From New York.
Nice Italian people. Yes. Good friends of yours, AJ. You love it. You love it. You love to see it. Okay. Okay. You know what
else is up? Is there anything else?
No.
No.
You guys see this George Jones, Tammy Wynette TV show?
No,
but I heard it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not bad.
On my watch list.
You know how much I love George Jones. Like, George Jones is my favorite. So the fact that they made a TV show with a big budget about George Jones, whew. I mean, I'm hooked. You know, you got me. George Jones is my favorite singer. He's the best. AJ, you
What's
got a
his
favorite
name?
George Jones song? George Jones? The possum?
George
No Show
Costanza?
Jones? George Jones. He stopped
George
loving her
Jones.
today. The race is
What?
on.
What?
White Lightning.
What is it? Country?
Psh, ooh,
What's his
White
name?
Lightning.
George?
No,
I know George Thorogood, man. What's his name?
George
what?
Jones. There'd be no George Thorogood without Possum George Jones. Are you talking? What?
George Jones. Okay, I know who this guy is.
George Jones.
Yeah.
The greatest. The possum. This guy. Come on.
Hey, man.
George and Tammy? George and Tammy? You kidding me or what? Come on.
Look at that handsome young man.
What
Look
a
at this
guy.
guy,
What
man.
a possum. What a man.
Look at the collar on him. Wow.
Oh, man. I love George Jones.
Oh,
So I'm
Dave.
watching that. That's what I'm into. George Jones, George and Tammy, and Frasier reruns. That's what I'm watching these days. In between World Cup
Frasier.
victories. Oh, Frasier. So good.
I've rewatched all of Frasier some months ago.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Frasier's excellent.
So
Excellent,
good.
man.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm a big Frasier fan. All right. I think we're done here.
Wait,
This
don't
UFC.
Wait. Don't forgive shout
No.
out to
No.
someone.
Wait.
Papa.
The UFC
Papa,
Fight Pass
Ivan?
Invitational is coming up here. We're watching it. Fred's watching it. There's grappling going on. They're at the Apex, too. It's pretty cool. But yes, AJ, that's true. I want to give a special shout-out to my dad, whose birthday is on Saturday. Happy birthday to my dad. He is a big member of the Ringside Report team, behind the scenes, taking care of business. He is the man. He is fantastic. He is he's my dad, you know? I love him. He taught me how to be a dad, and I think I'm pretty good. So he must have been pretty good too, right? Must have been.
There you go, man.
We
Happy
went to
birthday, Papa Simon.
we had a dim sum lunch yesterday for his birthday. My brother and I took him out to
Nice.
dim sum. My God, it was
Where?
good. I don't want to reveal
Chinatown?
what restaurant. I'll tell you where later. Oh, I'll say Tang Por. It's a restaurant called, I think it's called Tang Por. Tang Por?
What?
Did I get that right?
Well, you should give him a shout out if you like the
Yeah.
experience, man. Maybe
Yeah, all
they'll
right.
sponsor us. Too.
No, you're right. You're right, because it's a fantastic Tong Por. Tong Por,
Like
P-O-R.
tongs,
Tong
like
Por.
bikini thongs.
They open at 10 a.m., okay?
What?
It's real dim sum. It's real dim sum, breakfast style. If you're not eating baby squid for breakfast, you're not eating real dim sum. All right? I'm eating shrimp and squid at like 10:30 in the morning. It's fantastic. Actually, it was more like 11:30, but we were drinking tea as well. Tremendous. When you walk into a Chinese restaurant and it's like 11:30 in the morning, and you walk in and it's a big restaurant, and there's like an old Chinese couple, and then there's a Chinese family, and you're the only white people in the spot, you know you went to the right Chinese restaurant. You know what I mean? When you go to a Chinese restaurant, it's just Chinese people in there, you know it's good. It's authentic. It's real shit. And Tongpur, it's as authentic as it gets, and my God, was it good. I cannot...
Where's it located, man?
It is in Saint Laurent, Marcel Laurent. Just Google Tongpur,
It's in Marcel Laurent.
P-O-R.
Wow.
Yeah, it's in Saint Laurent. It's worth the trip. It's worth. I'm telling you guys, if you like, good dumplings, good dim sum, you like Chinese food, you go to this place, and you will have an experience. It is one of the best places. My God, it was good. I'm still thinking about Tongpur. Oh my God, I want to go back. Let's go back. You want to have a Christmas party there, guys? Just you.
Yeah, let's do it,
just
man.
us three
Angelo's
eating.
been like,
Fred doesn't really like
Angelo's
shrimp,
been
though.
asking-
Fred, you're not like a seafood guy, eh?
I like shrimp.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go to Tongpur. What the hell are we waiting for? This place,
let's
I'm
do it,
telling
man.
you, this was tremendous. It was one of the
So
best
let's
meals
do
I've
it,
ever
man.
had.
listen,
we
I'm gonna
should
send
go.
out a message.
All right, let's
Yeah,
go to
if you don't-
Tongpur. Call Angelo. Tell Angelo to come too. He can join us.
Angelo's waiting, man. So
There you go.
let's organize it. The
That'd
day,
be a good-
like, you know what?
That'd be
That's
a
a good
good,
meeting spot.
good meeting. Go get some dim
Yeah, I
sum.
can show them my
have some
kung fu
great
moves
food.
in the restaurant too, man. It's gonna be
Hmm?
great, man. I'll be showing them my kung fu moves, man. I'll do some
Nah,
Tai
let's
Chi
not.
demonstration, man.
Let's not. Just stay cool. Follow my lead, all right?
No. You know me. I'm gonna do it. But I'm gonna say this. I think that's a great idea, Fred, Dave. Let's do it.
All right. Well, happy birthday to my dad. These are the places that he discovers. I would never eat good Chinese food if it wasn't for my dad. He always finds the best places. I don't know how he does it, but he always knows where to go. And this place is like a gem that he found. So good. Oh, my God. I'm still thinking about it. Whoa. I'd go tomorrow. All right. So happy birthday to my dad. It's his birthday on Saturday. We got a big party planned, a little fiesta for him. So very happy to celebrate my dad. And, of course, hey, on Sunday, first night of Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah to all my friends, all right? We're getting very excited for Hanukkah. I'm pumped. I am so pumped. I got my son a tremendous Hanukkah gift. I've got my candles ready. I've got my menorah ready. I need to find some gelt. I don't have any Hanukkah gelt, so that's a bit of a problem. I need to find some chocolate money.
Man.
Huh?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the fish.
No, gelt. Hanukkah money. Just chocolate money? Hanukkah gelt?
Yeah, you can find it on the carry, man. Very easy.
Okay.
There's a few places.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go seek some out tomorrow. I'm going to go search for Hanukkah gelt tomorrow. That's my mission tomorrow. You go all over the place, you find Christmas chocolate everywhere, but it's hard to find that Hanukkah chocolate, you know? What about me? What about my people? Shout out to my people. Shout out to Kanye West. Happy Hanukkah, Kanye. We love you. Happy Hanukkah to all my friends, but especially to Kanye West. Happy Hanukkah, Kanye. May you finally find the light during this festival of lights. All right?
Very deep, Dave. Very deep.
Yes. Okay, we're going to let Fred watch grappling. There's a 16-year-old from 10th Planet, Long Island, who's about to grapple a 29-year-old from Kayatera Association. Is this real, Fred? Pat Shagoli, yep. 16 years old, 253 pounds. That's a big 16-year-old. Damn,
crazy,
son.
Man.
And he's grappling a 29-year-old on this Fight Pass Invitational? Who is this kid? 10th Planet, too. Look at this kid.
Wow.
He's like a bit of a chubby kid, 16 years old, and look at him.
Wow, I just saw the Hasim Rita highlight. He got triangled out. Beautiful setup.
Fred, are you seeing this kid? What's going on? Who is this guy? I got to see this Pat Shagoli.
Watching it.
I'm a fan. 10th Planet, 16 years old. My God. Already just sits on his butt, looking for it, looking for a leg lock. Wow. This is cool. All right, we're going to go watch some grappling now. See this 16-year-old grapple on the UFC Fight Pass Invitational. Good for him. Good for him, man. 16 years old. I like to see that. This is cool. He's slick, too. All right, guys. Well, thanks, everybody, for tuning in tonight. We appreciate you. Happy Hanukkah to everybody. We will be back next week for our Christmas show. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
We'll be in full Hanukkah next week. It'll be our Christmas show, and then we'll do our year-end show the following week. We got big plans here on the Ringside Report Network over the next couple of weeks. And I'll be back here tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, with Johnny North for Wrestling Uncensored. We'll talk some pro wrestling tomorrow night. And, Mandy Rose, everything going on in AEW. Chris Jericho losing to a jobber this week. You see that? Action something? Action Andretti, I think his name was.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very cool. All right, so we'll talk about that tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Ringside Report Network.
Please join in and give your support to Ringside Report Network. We've been providing expert coverage and commentary on both pro wrestling and MMA for over 15 years. Go to ringsidereport.net/support to find out more ways to support the channel.